Watch the headbutts and elbows. No rabbit punches, no low blows. This will not be a clean fight, so protect yourself at all times. The underdogs are coming for the throne. This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
Welcome back. Whoa.
Oh, I said quick, do the jingle.
Oh, yeah, I'll cut it in. This is...
Good start.
Yeah, I was, actually it's a good thing that you stopped me, because I was about to say Ultimate Fucking Casual. This is B-Sides Boxing, definitely not Ultimate Fucking Casual. We will be talking MMA in a roundabout way, when we get to, the shenanigans of Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. But let me pull up the outline. Okay, I should probably be looking at this. My name is Leo. I'm obviously very prepared because I'm really professional. I'm joined today by my returning pals, Drip and Shanata.
Hello.
Hey.
Cool. Coffee troubles in Japan.
Yeah.
There was a toxic spill.
Coffee troubles in Japan, chicken parm, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Okay. Now, you mentioned, Shanata, you mentioned that you're trying to get tickets to the Inoue card on the 26th of December. And we were talking,
Yes.
you were talking about the different ticket options. But you mentioned that it's a lottery, and I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's at Ariaka Arena, which is not the Super Arena. So I assume that it's going to sell out, and I think the promoters assume that as well. So there are, I think it's 10 tiers of tickets. You can enter your name in the lottery once to buy up to 4 tickets. You give, I want to be in tier, D for 4 tickets, and my second choice is tier C for 4 tickets. And then in a couple weeks, I'll find out if I'm allowed to buy a ticket or not. The only thing I don't like is it costs me $10 to enter the lottery, whether I win or not. So that seems kind of...
Oh.
But it is better than, like, Ticketmaster's, people buying them all up and then scalping them.
Yeah, price gouging.
It doesn't seem like scalping is much of a thing here. If you can't go, you sell it back to the original sellers, and then someone else can buy it at market price. Which I think is how it's supposed to work in North America, but...
Capitalism.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really nervous that I'm not going to get a seat.
But
Although I only
you're in
got
for 8
one.
slots, right?
Well, I can only enter for 1 slot, so if I win... So I'm only entering as a single in the hopes that if there's 1 empty seat somewhere, I'll get it. Right, because people who apply for 4 tickets won't be eligible if there's only 1 seat left.
They have to be together.
Yeah,
I see.
I think that's how it works. The Google Translate is a little tricky. And I don't read Japanese well, so... or at all, really.
That's wild.
Dude, you might fuck around and get like a ringside seat on accident. Just from the language barrier.
Yeah, I hope not. So they do range really big in price. So the cheapest like nosebleeds are $110-ish Canadian. I don't know what it would translate to American. And then the ringside like super cool seats are $2,200. So I think I'm gonna put the medium $500 ones. I think that's about halfway down the bleachers as my first choice, and then 1 step back from that as my second choice.
Yeah, I wouldn't like cheap out on like those live boxing events or even like any kind of combat sport event, because like when you're really far back, it just looks like two dots in the middle of the ring or whatever, just moving in circles. So ever since then, I kind of just opt for like, I'll pay out a little more just to get the nicer seats, because it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
especially for like
I'm
somebody
sure
that you
it
really
is.
like.
That's true.
I told you two contrasting ones. The story of Mike. I told you guys Micah Garcia. When he was coming back, he was getting that fight against the guy from Montenegro, Zlaticanin. And like, man, Mikey's back. I didn't get a chance to see him before, and then he went into his legal troubles with Top Rank. So I'm gonna get a good seat, and I was like right there for the knockout. It was great. There's this really large fellow from Montenegro sitting next to me. It was so funny. And in another instance, it was a Top Rank show. I was in the press section, which is typically not very good if you're not, ESPN or AP News or something like that.
Yeah.
So I had to use a monocular to be able to see clearly what was happening.
That's terrible.
And
That's pretty bad, yeah.
My seats, my press seats and like T-Mobile and stuff were pretty similar.
Yeah, well, and everything here, like daily living here, is a fair bit cheaper. So I'm making the same amount of money, but I have more buying power, and I'm not used to it yet
Your
because I've only
take-home.
been here for
Oh.
3 months.
In that case, I would just splurge, get those good seats. Honestly.
Yeah. Like my rent here is only 600 Canadian. My rent back home was 1,200 a month, like
Lord.
literally half as much.
Still cheaper than America.
Yep. All right, let's get into our reviews here. There was most valuable promotions. That's Jake Paul's show thing. So Amanda Serrano had a fight, and what was most important to highlight about this one was that it was 12 3-minute rounds, which is almost completely unheard of for women's fights. And it was an entertaining fight. It was really good action. Serrano really picked it up like in the middle and then carried it out to the end. Didn't get the knockout, but still, it was really good action. I don't think that Serrano not getting the knockout should be to her detriment or to women's boxing detriment in general, because there's plenty of high-level fights where that don't end in knockouts. And the lower in weight classes you get in the men's, the more infrequent knockouts become, as we'll discuss a little bit later. Any thoughts?
Yeah. I want women's boxing to go to the 3-minute rounds for sure, but I do agree that those fights that are already mismatches are gonna be even bigger mismatches with longer rounds.
They're gonna be worse.
And yeah, like it wasn't very long ago, maybe a couple years ago, they pulled some barista from Calgary into like a title fight, and she just got her ass kicked. I can't remember
barista?
the names.
That girl
Yeah.
getting lattes in the morning and getting knocked out at night. It's crazy.
Yeah, literally. She was working as a Starbucks barista, and they gave her like 3 weeks notice. It was one of those late replacement things. And it was her 5th or 6th professional fight, I think. And like those mismatches are still happening. And I guess if you get knocked out, you're done. But a lot of women have just iron chins. And I do see the argument that 3-minute rounds is not good for those people who are being mismatched. I think you just need to stop the mismatches.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
but I don't think they're going to anytime soon.
I mean, I guess like other way to look at that is like if they're being mismatched and getting taken out of there early, those 3-minute rounds really make much of a difference for them.
Not if you're getting taken out early, but if you're just good enough to get beaten.
To survive.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
10
it's like a
3-minute
double-edged
rounds.
sword.
Yeah. So I think maybe a middle time period where they do this, like these are two very high level people, they can fight 3-minute rounds.
So 2 things.
Versus
One, could it be, do you think there might be, if women's boxing transitioned completely to 12 by 3, would it be maybe that the referee would be a little bit more keen on pulling the fight early or ending it early if the situations that you're talking about, if those were to start happening more?
That could be a way to deal with it.
Or the coaches
or corner
stepping
stock
in.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other
But
thing...
I'm sure you guys have watched some of those ones where those girls just take 100 punches to the face and just stand there. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but there's no reason women can't fight 3-minute rounds.
Yeah. My thinking on it is, I think I mentioned this last time we talked about it, leading up to the fight, was that women's boxing struggles enough for legitimacy. So keeping the round length and the duration of the fight, having that disparity, I think is only going to make it worse. Like women's MMA there is no like women's time versus men's time. There's just
There's time.
Yeah, there's just time. 3 5-minute rounds or 5-minute rounds for like main events and title fights.
But I would argue that the base level of skill is a lot higher in MMA.
True. Very true.
I think that both tops are amazing, but there's less of those crazy mismatches in the MMA world that I've seen anyway.
The drop-offs are steep.
Okay. I don't watch MMA much.
It's a little bit... It's not as steep as boxing, for whatever that's worth. But the drop-off is still pretty steep. Like the top... I'll say 2 to 4 in a division, maybe 5, are really good, and then after that, it's
it drops pretty bad.
Yeah, the drop off is really bad.
Fair.
The phrase I like to use for the men's fights is like dad bods with day jobs, and then you got moms, that just kind of fight because they used to fight and then they had kids and they stopped, but they still kind of keep in shape.
So I'm sorry. Was the push for like every fight to be 3-minute rounds, or just title fights to be 3-minute rounds for women's?
I think the push is for 3-minute rounds for whatever,
in general, right?
Yeah, just 3 minutes completely, and then for title fights to be 12 rounds like men's.
And if everybody knew it was 3-minute rounds, I think they'd train the women differently as well. There'd be less throwing in people who shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get across, honestly. Unless the only thing I can really think of is like if they did like only the title fights to be 3 minutes and 12 rounds, but even that has its own complications.
Like the training, strategy is really different for the 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. There are a lot more blitz in the shorter rounds.
Yeah, I mean a lot of them is kind of just like ends up being like all heart, no skill most of the time.
Yeah.
When you have only 2 minutes.
That's true.
I'm all for
the 3-minute
it.
Rounds would be better, and maybe they'd have more of those like 4 and 6 round fights.
Oh, shorten instead of having women at like 8x2, have them at like maybe 4x3 or something.
To start out with, like the men do. Like if you watch those prospect nights, there's always a couple 4-round fights at the beginning.
Always. Oh, well, we will continue to watch this and see how it turns out. I've been saying...
Yeah, I'm sure the WBO is listening to our thoughts.
Yeah, I actually have I'm texting Mauricio Suleiman right now. I'm letting him know.
Oh, excellent.
I don't know. I've been saying that women's time...
Tell him to strip Fury when you get a chance.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll get to that in just a second. On the 28th of October in Cancun, O'Shaquie Foster defended his title against Eduardo Hernandez. The only other fight that I really felt was worth mentioning that I can recall was Justice Hooney getting the decision over Andrew Tabiti. It was a 10-round heavyweight fight. Tabiti got beat. I think he got knocked out by Uniel Dordicos sometime around the World Boxing Super Series. And everyone wrote him off completely after that. And then I thought he looked really good against Hooney. Huni was just faster and just sharper. But Tabiti was still really game all the way to the end.
That's a fight
I
I
actually didn't see this one.
It's worth checking out. They're like smaller heavyweights though, so you're shouldn't you maybe cut down a little bit, just a little bit, and you can make it to cruiser, or you could just be bridgers. All right, in the main event, O'Shaquie Foster, he defended his WBC Super Featherweight title, and he got the stoppage in 12. It honestly looked to me like he was cruising to a pretty easy decision. It was a small ring, so that did give Hernandez the opportunity to keep Foster in front of him. It still wasn't enough. And Foster was great with his movement, really used his range well. Very impressive.
Yeah, I like O'Shaquie Foster. He has good footwork.
Yes. He positions himself well, and we will be speaking on it in just a moment when we get to Joe Cordina. But Joe Cordina's most recent opponent had some interesting words. Right. I had mentioned Wendy Toussaint. He gets a stoppage in 3, so that's kind of fun. Now, in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. The Tyson Fury card. Let's get the undercard out of the way first. Arslan Makhmudov stops Junior Wright in 1. I didn't see that one, honestly. Mark Bacoli, he gets the stoppage over Carlos Takam. Sad times. I like Takam. He's the scrappy underdog. He's the perennial B-side, you might say. So we are kindred spirits. Joseph Parker gets the stoppage in 3. This one was super exciting. Really fun.
A fun one.
That was really fun. He stopped Simon Keane in 3. Is this the one? Fabio Wardley gets the stoppage in 7 over David Adelaide. That's the one where he shoved the ref, right?
Yeah, he we'll call it a tap. He tapped the ref.
He tapped him on his side. He pushed him, and then he they're saying he punched him. No, the fuck he did not.
Nah, he tapped him.
He did swing his hand at him, but it didn't seem like it was with violent intentions. It was more like frustration.
Right.
Still, it's still not a good look. Not a good thing to be fucking around with the ref.
No.
Okay, Tyson Fury. Decision? Question mark.
Very questionable indeed.
Okay, Francis Ngannou exceeds everybody's expectations, probably even Ngannou's own expectations. Hashtag fuck Tyson Fury. I think I said it on UF Cash. I'll say it here. Ngannou fucking won.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. I was saying at worst, it was a draw. At best though, Ngannou should have won.
Yes.
Fury just looked like shit. You could tell he wasn't taking it serious in camp at all, and was surprised by Ngannou.
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
And Ngannou was also impressive, but I think Tyson Fury, that takes it serious, walks all over him. But he's just not taking it serious.
So you're more of column A, that Tyson Fury didn't take it seriously enough than it was Ngannou's success?
I am. Right. I think Ngannou was super impressive. I'm not saying he wasn't, but he also isn't a professional boxer. You could tell he has an MMA stance, and there's things that Fury should have been able to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely.
I look at it a bit of a different way. I think he didn't take it serious at first until he got knocked down, and then he kind of started getting a little desperate, and his demeanor kind of changed. He wasn't smiling and showboating as much after the knockdown, and it just seemed he was letting off more punches, but Ngannou had the cleaner shots, we'll call it that. So I think Fury started taking it seriously just a little too late.
Right.
Because in the beginning, he definitely didn't take it serious at all. But
I meant he didn't train for the fight or anything.
oh, that.
I would say he did,
I
but not
that.
as much as he should have.
Yeah, I think the point of this fight was like a stay busy fight for him to warm up.
Shake the rust off with this before Usyk later.
And then now it just backfired. Like,
yep.
Now Fury's got egg on his face. Like, that didn't go as planned at all. Because I remember Fury was saying, oh, if Usyk doesn't fight me on the 23rd, we're going to sue him. And now he's like, oh, well, I can't fight on the 23rd anymore. I got to recover a little bit.
Yeah, I got to cut. Frank Warren really trying to play up that cut. Like,
dude, Frank Warren was grasping at straws to defend Fury any way possible.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, well, you see he's got a big bruise. Like
his eyes were bugging out way more than usual.
Even in the ring, when Usyk got in there with him, Fury just didn't want to be there. You could tell he just did not want to be there.
He wanted to leave as quickly as possible.
I feel like he definitely felt embarrassed from that fight.
As he should. He fucking should.
Yeah, 100% should. And now, like, all that shit talk to Usyk and everything, and now he's like, fuck, how do I bounce back from this? Dude, because if he loses, dude, put him on suicide watch.
If he loses to Usyk, like, yeah, definitely get a room ready at whatever his local hospital is.
Yeah, if that's the Fury we're going to see for Usyk, I'm going to bet the house and the woman's house on Usyk winning.
I will also bet Usyk's house on Usyk winning.
Yeah, and his house.
Yeah.
But I mean, all in all, I think we all kind of nailed it on the head pretty well. Like, Fury looked like shit, didn't take it seriously.
Yes, just to what degree do you think which one or the other?
And it kind of leads to the question of, like, is this, like, from him just not being all in anymore? Is he too busy filming his shitty Netflix show? Like, what is it?
He has a Netflix show?
Is he washed? Oh. Yeah, it's like Keeping Up with the Fury.
Oh, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he fading?
It's bad.
Oh, okay. Really quickly to wrap it up. All right, so
I do think they need to take his belt away soon. Before we wrap up the Fury thing, how does he still have a belt?
Yeah, because it should be Ngannou's.
Or just, like, when was the last time he actually defended it against somebody decent?
A boxer who actually was ranked and rated for...
Not Chisora?
Yeah, not Chisora. Dillian White, I think.
Oh, yeah. White was a legitimate choice. Not one I would have made, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a really gratuitous use of legitimate there. So, Francis Ngannou, what he's going to do next, or what he could do next, we talk about that much more extensively on the aforementioned Ultimate Fucking Casual, because he's got options in, he's signed with PFL, the MMA promotion, so he's got options there. The Bellator acquisition, or PFL acquiring Bellator, so there's new options getting into the mix there. So, and he could just continue boxing. Who knows? But Tyson Fury, he's got Usyk next. I think we hammered this one down. Like, if this is what we can expect in February or whatever it's supposed to be, man, just don't show up. Just
exactly,
don't go. Really, save everybody a whole lot of fucking money and trouble, and just don't even go. But that's enough of that fucking clown show. Really quickly, the Pro Box TV card on November 1st. My namesake Angelo Leo gets the stoppage in 9 over a very game Aram Avagyan. Yeah, I got that one. Featherweights. Leo was really adamant about his want to return to like the top tiers of the sport. So, I mean, if that's what we can expect, the other people at featherweight might be a little bit difficult. He's kind of stuck in a rough. He's caught between 122, where he's looking at Inoue for if he wants a title shot of any variety, or staying at 26 with guys that are a bit bigger and quite a bit stronger.
Yeah, that area of weight classes right now has actually a lot of competition.
And Palmetta, he gets the UD over Boca Chica in the main event. Boca Chica, man, I saw him on Showbox. I've seen quite a handful of his fights, and man, is another guy. Maybe you should consider going to like a box fit gym and just train the soccer moms or something.
Oh no.
All right.
Not like this.
All right. On November 4th, in Monte Carlo, Joe Cordina defended his title. Let's talk really quickly on the Curiel knockout. Because holy fucking
awesome.
shitballs. Wow. Out of nowhere. Nochinga, they were really like fondling his nuts as they were doing it, and then boom, Curiel fucking snuffs out that light.
You don't see many one-hitter quitters at light flyweight, and it was awesome.
It was really cool. 108, definitely not where you see knockouts like that.
Put his fucking lights out.
Just the perfectly landed overhand right. It was amazing.
Yeah. So it's really quick. It happens in the second round. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You will not be disappointed.
I just watched the YouTube short on it. That's all I needed.
That's all you need. All right, main event. Joe Cordina. He gets a majority decision over Edward Vasquez, who was ranked 9th in the IBF. So, Edward Vasquez, what he had to say after the fight, he was obviously feeling hard done by, but he did mention, like, man, if you can't knock me out, you're not gonna do shit against like O'Shaquie Foster, Rocky Hernandez. You're not gonna do shit against anybody. Like your power's a fucking myth. It's a joke. Everyone's gonna walk through you.
That's a. I don't even know. How do you? I'm trying to get the words out, but
yes, it's a lot. It's a lot to think on because it's those are really loaded words because that's Cordina's, like that's his I don't know, that he's the power threat, or supposed to be the power threat anyway.
Is he though? Like
right.
I always thought Cordina was just a really good boxer with some power. Decent
enough power to where he got Ogawa perfectly to put him out.
I think that is definitely an outlier in Cordina's existence, though. But like, I always think of him as slick rather than power.
Well, because right, so let's think about him like a decent power, decent technician, but we have like his contemporaries are further to those extremes. Like O'Shaquie Foster is way more slick, way more mobile, way more technical, and Navarrete he's way stronger. He's much more aggressive, and he has a considerably higher punch output.
But I think Cordina does well. I'm not saying he wins those fights, but they're really competitive because he can outbox one, and if he can nail down Foster, he's better on the inside. If he can get him to stand still, and I think he has the footwork to at least make an attempt at cut off the ring. Like being okay at both of those things might be better than being good at one of them.
I see what you're saying. Kind of just being like well-rounded, pretty much.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying I would bet the house on Cordina in any of those fights, but I think he does well in both of them.
I think Navarrete would overwhelm him. I think that's the one fight he would do pretty bad at, just from the sheer punch volume.
It would be curious to see if Cordina would want to try to get into a firefight with him, which is a really dumb idea.
Right.
I could see Cordina getting pulled into a firefight
Exactly.
because that's his personality. But I
Exactly.
think he could outbox him.
Yeah,
If
I
he
don't know
did-
if his pride would let him want to outbox him, though.
Yeah,
That's
that's a tough
true.
matchup, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he beats Navarrete, but
No.
Because
I think it would be a fun fight to watch.
Oh, 100% fun fight.
Absolutely.
I mean, even Vasquez was tapping him up yesterday.
Yeah, Vasquez landed a lot of left hooks.
hmm Especially in the pocket, he was landing a lot of left hooks. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cordina really needs to work on keeping his right hand at home.
Yeah, I don't give Cordina much of a chance against Navarrete, but I definitely watch it though. It'd be a banger of a fight. I just think he would get overwhelmed by the punch volume. I think getting dragged to a firefight, if he's eating left hooks in the pocket, and it's lights out eventually.
I think the Foster fight would be, for me, it would be more. I would be more interested to see it for a like hardcore fans sort of fan service.
Mhm.
But yeah, Navarrete is definitely the more action-packed fight, more
Shit,
entertaining.
hopefully we get both.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both? Come on, Cordina, stack up.
Yeah, why has Cordina been so inactive? Was that a promotion problem, or did he have injuries?
All right. So the story of Cordina. In June of 22, he wins the title by stopping Ogawa. I think he was injured after that. It was not too grievous, but he was injured. So the IBF stripped him. And he then fights Shavkat Rakhimov in April of 23 for the title that he had won off Ogawa and was stripped of. But yeah, it was injury related.
'Cause I think I might be confusing him with someone else, but I think he's the one that has hand problems fairly often, isn't he?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I am confused then.
All right. Anything more on Cordina?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get this one really quickly out of the way. The Don King card was in Miami.
Wait. Will Raz be on it? The future ones.
We have submitted the contract to Don King and Adrian
Let's
Brothers
go.
people, and I am not hearing any responses. So the silence is
Ooh.
deafening.
Ducks.
It's pretty clear they know what's going to happen.
AB's ducking Raz. Crazy.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. The matchmaker's name is Ernie Bizarro, so I just wanted to point that out.
How bizarre.
So I cannot pronounce this dude's name, but Norar Mikelian, something like that.
Yeah, that's better than I would have done.
He stops Ilunga Makabu in 3 to win the Cruiserweight WBC title. So apparently Badu Jack gave it up. I don't know if it's because he's retiring or what the deal is. But yeah, he gave up
he's
his
got to
belt.
be old.
He's about 40.
I still can't believe he came back after that cut on his forehead. That is the grossest thing I've ever seen.
The Marianas Trench on his forehead.
Ugh.
Yes, it was gross. When they wiped it, I think you could see skull, if I recall correctly.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the grossest cut I have ever seen.
Dude, I'm trying to look up on YouTube the Makabu versus Mr. Norer fight. Nothing even comes up. It just shows Badu Jack and Makabu. It's such a low-hanging fruit of a card. Nothing even comes up.
All right, the top ranked card that was in Lake Tahoe. Same evening. One fight, not important, but I wanted to point it out, was Brandon Moore versus Robert Sims. I want to point this one out because on the UFC Fight Night card that was happening in parallel, there was also some heavyweight tubs of shit fighting. So I thought that was a fun little
Jeez.
both. I mean, Robert Sims, bless his heart, he was doing his best, and he was having decent success. He is also a father of 5, and kind of showed he's not moving around a whole lot. And Brandon Moore, I don't I was talking to somebody in Discord that just hearing Tim Bradley trying to speak the company lines, trying to talk up Brandon Moore because he's like a new prospect or whatever. It was I actually felt kind of bad for Tim because of that. Hearing him trying to make something good out of what he was seeing, but there was definitely
you gotta hand it, man. That's a hard job to do. So,
it is.
Give Bryce some credit.
Yeah, I mean, someone's gotta spin the bullshit.
Man's trying to turn shit into gold.
Speaking of gold, Raymond Muratalla was phenomenal in his 8-round stoppage of Diego Torres. This was a WBC ranked fight where Muratalla is 9th and Diego Torres is not rated. So take that to mean what you will, but yeah, Torres got his ass beat. So kind of clear why he doesn't have a ranking. So the questions that we were having about Muratalla, it was sparked by something that Tim Bradley said, was that the Keyshawn Davis that we saw in his last fight versus the Raymond Muratalla that we're watching right now. Muratalla beats Keyshawn Davis.
Ooh.
What do you guys think?
Muratalla beats Keyshawn Davis.
I think Keyshawn's he's still a little green. He's still a little young. And Muratalla is a bit more seasoned in the pro ranks.
I wasn't very impressed with Davis last fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I was either, if I recall. I don't remember that fight too clearly. I don't know if I was just like still kind of like drunk or what. But I remember we were talking about it before.
It's
that he was not very impressive.
It's becoming a trend where he's becoming less and less impressive as the competition gets better. And the competition that he's stepping up to is not exactly something you'd write home about.
Now, do you think let's kind of dive deep into it just for a second. Now, do you think like he's slowly hitting like his glass ceiling, or is his coach, like his team, kind of hitting their glass ceiling? Like the talent's there, or has it like kind of capped?
Bomac is a really good trainer.
Mm-hmm. Is he a good trainer for Keyshawn?
Keyshawn, yeah. Interesting question to pose it that way.
Because I mean, if he's having just back-to-back, just bland performances, like not just getting better, it's like, okay, where is the problem coming from? Is it just is he a good fit for Bomac, or vice versa, or as he just capped, like he's hit a glass ceiling?
I don't think he's hit a ceiling. I don't think that's what it is. But I also like Keyshawn a lot, so I'm really trying to advocate for him here.
Yeah, no, I think he's super talented, but it's like, what's going on?
Not in terms of skill for skill, because Shakur Stevenson is like fucking light years ahead of Keyshawn now. But they're both trained by Bomac. So you would think there would be some like similar performances, right?
Yeah, some synergy there or something.
Exactly. And you got Terrence Crawford as a mentor. Like, come the fuck on. What more do you need?
Yeah.
But maybe he doesn't get much of the coach's actual
time.
Because those other guys are there, right?
The Reynoso effect.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe Bomac is his head coach in theory, but he's been passed off to one of the underlings.
The Marvin Samodio of Bomac's gym.
That's actually a good way to look at it. That probably makes the most sense too, honestly.
Yeah, could be. So he's getting diet Bomac, which not two words you would expect to hear in the same sentence. I feel kind of bad making that joke, but it was too easy.
Like, maybe he doesn't get very much of his actual time. He gets a workout plan, and that's about it.
Works the mitts maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah.
That's what they were. That's what Reynoso, like you said, Drip. That's why a lot of people left him, because he was focused on Canelo.
Well, and I mean, that makes sense too. If you have Crawford and Stevenson, you're gonna spend more time on them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, those are your top earners. Like that, they pay him. Like those are his bills being paid right there.
Yeah, Shakur has a title fight coming up. Crawford has the rematch coming up, so there is at some time being devoted to that in some way.
And it's like Bomac's gonna make out good money from those two fights versus pennies to the dollar with Keyshawn. Not saying that's Keyshawn's fault or anything, but that's just kind of how the game goes.
Yeah, it would be nice if they were on the same cards, so that Bomac could be present more for Keyshawn as well.
Did they say who Keyshawn's trying to fight up next? Did they mention that at all? I haven't heard anything, so I'm not sure.
I haven't either. Pedraza.
Pedraza. Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
Would that be a test for him now? Or
yes. Very much so, because Pedraza might be on the older side of things. God, we're the same age. Jesus.
Old as fuck.
Yeah, no kidding, man. God damn.
That's like, what, 28?
Yeah. Thank you, Drip. That's exactly what it is. We're 28.
Yeah.
I like Pedraza, though.
I do, too.
I personally wouldn't be upset to see him beat Davis.
I would be disappointed, but I wouldn't be upset. I'd be disappointed in Davis, but good for Pedraza to still.
I'm not
still
as attached to Davis as you guys.
Yeah, I really do like him a lot. So
yeah, I like him. I mean, I guess it's just we're gonna see what happens with Pedraza. That's gonna answer a lot of questions.
It really will. The no contest thing. That's bullshit. Like, you're getting... If they're gonna turn your fight to a fucking no contest for cannabis, grow the fuck up. What year do you think it is,
crazy.
dude? Texas is gonna Texas, so I understand why they did it, because they're fucking morons when it comes to cannabis. But still, like, you should be... if nothing, you should be making Keyshawn's win bigger, because he was fighting with a handicap.
On the other side, he knows the rules.
Right.
He knows it's not allowed. Just don't do it.
Yeah, you know you're fighting in Texas. What the fuck are you thinking?
Like, it's not like weed stays in your system forever. He needed to not smoke pot for, what is it, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks, something like that.
Something like that.
When you're, like... Bomac would need, like, 4 to 6 weeks. But,
oh, Lord.
But like Keyshawn, yeah, like 2 to 3 maybe.
I just mean, like, you know the rules. It's
Yes.
not like it was a surprise or tricky. It's not like some of those Olympians who take cough medicine and get disqualified.
Yeah, it's not like eating everything bagel and potting for cocaine.
I thought it was opium.
Oh, it is opium, yeah.
Whatever it is, everything bagel's got everything on it.
It has Coke on it too.
I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, but enough of Keyshawn Davis's little troubles. So Muratalla, he's somebody was saying in Discord that he thought that Muratalla was like a really overrated prospect on the Top Rank roster, but now he's kind of like coming around. And I'm inclined to agree. I did have my doubts about Muratalla before this.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens next, because he like right now, after that performance, you know, the iron's hot, so this is the time to really put him in with somebody noteworthy. I want to look at what his options are, though.
I was just gonna say, him and Keyshawn Davis would be a good fight.
That would be a good fight.
After Pedraza.
Jermaine Ortiz, he's there. He's there. Yoshino, that would be a good one to get the parallel with Shakur.
Yoshino would be good.
Yeah. Yoshino, he likes to fight, so that's fun. William Zepeda.
He's got a lot of options, actually.
Yeah, he does. Well, yeah, 135 is super, super hot right now. Oh, man. You know what else was hot? The fucking knockout of Joseph Goodall. Holy shit, F.A. Ajagba. He is back. Well, he never left, is what he was.
No.
What he wanted to say. Yeah, Goodall was kind of like
scrap.
It was. Goodall was kind of just a shitter. I'm not. They were really overplaying a single decent performance, and yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so for FA Ajagba next, I think either it was us or in Discord we talked about him versus Anderson coming up for like a 7 fight for Anderson.
That would be good. That'd be
a solid fight. I think they both kind of need it.
Yeah, FA. I don't know though. I'm not sure if they're ready to do that with him yet. Just because they're trying to like rebuild his image as the Wilder 2.0 sort of knockout artist.
That's a tough, those are big shoes to fill, honestly.
They really are, and he was well on his way. He was doing a really good job until he met Frank Sanchez.
Yeah, those are big shoes to fill. I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't think so?
I mean, yeah, he was on his way, but I mean, this is Wilder we're talking about.
I don't think Ajagba knocks people out like Wilder does. I don't think anybody does. Like, there's more exciting knockouts than some knockouts.
Yes.
Like, there's knockouts, and there's Wilder's knockouts.
Yeah, Wilder's knockouts.
Exactly.
I think he's gonna be talked about for quite a while. It's one of the heaviest punchers to ever lace up.
Yeah, he's gonna turn into the myth of like Ernie Shavers style.
Yeah, early Foreman.
Yeah. Well, Foreman was always good though. Like, because I don't know, did Shavers ever win a title? He was just known for hitting people really hard.
I don't know if he did actually.
I don't think he did, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I guess kind of to circle back to it. Even if like it was Anderson and Ajagba next, I'd still give it to FA just because he does have the more experience. But I definitely wouldn't count out Anderson. He hits hard, volume punching. Don't know if he's durable yet though.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way they've matched him, I can't decide if Anderson is really good or not.
Right.
Because I always feel like they have really tested him.
He's had nothing but cupcakes.
Yeah.
That's like the power's there and everything, but like it's tough.
I think.
But like I feel like his boxing isn't that good.
Not as good as they're saying it is.
Yeah, like I don't like his footwork, and I feel like he's there to get hit if they put him up against somebody.
Ernie Shavers did not win a title. He lost all of his title shots.
But people still talk about him.
Yeah.
That's what I know. Wilder had a belt, but I think Wilder's going to be that guy that everybody talks about that, you know, maybe didn't deserve to be talked about so much.
His resume wasn't as good as everyone thinks or likes to pretend it was.
Like George Chuvalo, I love him too, but he lost every title fight he was ever in.
I think Jared Anderson's a good next step. Zhang, if they try to make that, Zhang's gonna fucking murk Ajagba.
Too early for Ajagba to go over Zhang. Zhang would just give him the old iron. I mean, the Chinese steel right there.
For what it's worth, this was a WBC rating fight. Ajagba came in 7th, Goodall 29th.
Damn.
Yeah. If there's nothing else on Ajagba, then we're on to the previews.
On to the previews, baby.
All right, so on the 11th, 11/11, I forgot to put the marks on here, but this is a, if you want to talk about, like, matchroom fucking jobbers, there are other places for that, and this isn't one of them. So yeah, you can catch me on Discord. We'll talk about it all you want.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about them. I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of those names, dog.
All right, Queensberry on the 18th in Manchester.
Ooh,
They're calling this, they're billing it as the Magnificent Seven. Because they have, like, I think they're having 7 sort of like top of the B tier guys all fighting on the same night. But the headline is Isaac Dogbe versus Nick Ball. Oh, I'm sorry, what were you saying? I didn't hear anything.
Oh, sorry. My headphones died, so now I'm just on my computer. No, the Magnificent Seven is a bad tagline.
Yes, quite. The poster is also dog shit too. So if you would like to see it, you can go to lvxmedia.net/boxing, and you can find it there. It's the only one that looks like garbage.
I'm a big Nick Ball fan, though. He's fun to watch.
I've never seen Nick Ball fight before, so I couldn't tell you.
Dude, fun to watch, honestly. I definitely recommend checking him out.
So, well, then should be a good scrap then, because Isaac Dogbe...
Short little guy, scrapper, but hits like a fucking Mack truck.
Isaac Dogbe, short scrapper, but he's more of a technician, so that should be fun.
It should be a good scrap then. I like Nick Ball a lot.
I kind of feel bad for Dogbe, because he was just his meltdown after he lost to Robeisy Ramirez. It was kind of sad. Seeing
worse than AJ's, or
on par.
Ooh, that's pretty bad. Because
Yeah.
AJ's was kind of bad.
Yeah, it was in the ballpark, definitely.
Ooh.
But Liam Davies, Vincenzo Lafemina on the co-main, and then Ekau Esuman versus Harry Scarf.
There's some good names on this, at least.
Yeah, British names are pretty fun.
I think, are we missing an event for that? The 18th?
Are you talking about Diego Pacheco?
Oh no, the 16th. We're missing Shakur and Santos.
Oh fuck, that's right. I'm an idiot. I was supposed to.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm supposed to put myself on that, but all right. So this one's just a double header, so we can get to it really quickly. Emmanuel Navarrete taking on Robson Conceição. They kind of flam the R for his name. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not doing that. Navarrete is the WBO, a super featherweight champion. He's probably gonna maul Conceição.
Yeah, I think so.
And then
Conceição, he had a really good fight 2 fights ago. I think he surprised me.
Against Shakur? Because he got schooled by Shakur.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Anyways, doesn't matter. He sometimes just pulls off a really good performance.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He has like the pedigree and athleticism for it. But main event, Shakur Stevenson is this is his coronation as the 135 WBC champ. Edwin De Los Santos is the one that's presenting it to him, and that's what we're going to be witnessing. Tip of the hat to De Los Santos here. A lot of people have backed out of fighting Shakur or just avoided the conversation altogether, and De Los Santos is going for it. So
he was hunting Shakur for a while, calling him out.
Good.
Even before like the Adorno fight, before the Ryo fight, or whatever. This fight, I'm gonna give it to Shakur by like a point decision. I think it's gonna start off hot, but by like the mid rounds, I think Shakur will kind of figure him out and take it.
And De Los Santos gasses pretty hard the later it goes.
He moves a lot though. He's a good mover, from what I've seen. And he's got power too. He definitely cracks. So I think maybe he'll catch Shakur a few times, but by the mid rounds, I think Shakur will figure him out. But I'm gonna root for the homie. I'm gonna root for the homie.
Yeah,
Nice
I expected that you would.
Yeah, I'll throw some money on that one just because I'm gonna root for the homie.
Send him a picture of your ticket.
Dude, it's also at a weird time. It's on a Thursday.
Yeah, Formula One is in Vegas that weekend.
Right.
So
Yeah. Oh shit, that's right.
this is supposed to be like the opening ceremony of the fucking weekend. You know what I mean? Like the whole spectacle of Formula One.
Dude, that's a fire ass weekend from like Thursday to Sunday. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. I'd love to be in Vegas for that.
That I would too, kind of. If I was like Pedraza and I being 28.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was like 23. I don't know. I'd be more of a curmudgeon. I just want to go watch the fights and like everyone get the fuck out of my way. I want to go home.
Well, listen, you still got your youth. Go for it.
Yeah, 28's not old.
That's what I tell myself.
I'm running with that. I'm not anything older than 28 ever.
You're just 28 plus.
Yes.
Just 28 plus. That's all. That's what you gotta say.
28 and holding. All right. Anything more on Shakur? I'm hoping De Los Santos really gives it, the better that he does here. Unfortunately, it's like a foregone conclusion that he's gonna lose, but nonetheless, I think if he does really well, that will open doors for him.
Yeah, it makes him a top contender for sure.
Exactly, it puts him in the conversation of top contenders. Like losing to Shakur is nothing to be ashamed of. He's really, really good, and De Los Santos, if he can hang, then yeah, you're talking other guys that you're into a new category at that point.
Oh yeah. He's got Frank Martin. What else he got? Who else could he go with then?
Muratalla?
Muratalla, yeah. Frank Martin, Muratalla. Those are wide open.
Who was it that was who was calling out Devin Haney?
Calling out Devin Haney?
Yeah, I think it was Muratalla that was calling out Devin Haney. Either way, it's
oh no, it was him.
Yeah, the dog. No, he's not at lightweight anymore. The only fight that he's gonna come to lightweight for is Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
No one else is worth cutting himself down that much.
Ooh, I hope we get Tank Davis back in the ring soon.
Yeah, I would like that. Anybody would.
I find Tank very, very annoying. I want someone to beat him so badly.
I don't pay attention much to fighters' personal lives, so I can only really take what I see. I don't even really watch press conferences that much. But
I was going to say, I don't know anything about his personal life, but his persona in the ring and, like, press conferences, I just want somebody to, like, knock him out.
Yeah, that's my feelings for Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm deflecting, directing fire away from Gervonta Davis and hashtag fuck Tyson Fury is how we do
Always
it.
Will be.
Imagine if Usyk actually gets the KO win instead of just a decision.
I would shit in my fucking pants.
I would go
Straight.
I would go straight to a strip club.
Straight. I cannot fathom just how wild I would, like, my dog would be fucking terrified.
Yeah, I definitely would have a wild night. I'd have a bender. I'd definitely go on a bender that night.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an occasion. All right. So enough on that. Shakur's card on the 16th, and let's get back to the 18th, where we have in California Diego Pacheco is back. The other card, or the other fighters on the card, Khalid Yafai versus Jonathan Rodriguez. This is a 10-round bantamweights. Kyle Yafai, you may remember from getting his ass kicked by Chocolatito.
Yes.
The co-main is Mayerlin Rivas, the WBA Super Bantamweight champion, versus Erica Hernandez, who is rated 3rd. So that's kind of fun. This is a 10-by-2, so I'm just waiting for Serrano tweets. Like, you guys can't hang at 3 minutes. Diego Pacheco. Diego Pacheco is for, I believe, an IBF and WBO trinket. And Diego, yeah, they're like the Intercontinental Southwest Region District 2 Comptroller's belt.
Whoa, holy hell.
Yeah, it's one of those like little regional things that don't really mean all that much. Yeah. But Diego's rated 5th and 3rd, and Marcelo Caceres is not rated in either of them. So that should kind of tell you what to expect. I'm expecting Pacheco. Is he going to get another 4th round stoppage? That would be pretty cool.
Diego's fun to watch though. So
He
honestly,
is.
yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. Probably another 4-time stoppers though.
The next generation of super middleweight. All right, let me get us wrapped up.
All right.
So, network plugs. Aforementioned Ultimate Fucking Casual. Instead of fucking, it's F''N. You know how that goes. Where we talk all the MMA stuff. We talk a lot more about Ngannou and his prospects moving forward. What could be next for him. We do that over there. There's also a UFC 295. UFC 295 is coming up soon.
Yep.
So we talk about that one as well. Oh, Progressive Patriots is my political show. The word progressive should give you an idea of how that skews. So if me being right offends your tender sensibilities, then don't listen. HS Hardshell Tacos. That's like a slice of life show I do with my cousin. I have some other stuff in the works. It's actually, Shanata, this one might be up your alley. Is we're going to start doing. I've named the show Ookie Spooky Stuff. We're pretty much going to do like she has an oracle deck, I have a tarot deck. We're going to do like a 3-card read for the following day. It's a little bit of
nice.
A little bit of divination there.
That does sound fun. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. And another one that I'm looking at, it's kind of a solo pet project, is Lux Internum. It's a little bit more spirituality, philosophy, theology, that kind of like religious history stuff is fascinating to me. So I will be diving into that over there. Do the internet stuff. Internet stuff being rating and reviewing the show on whatever podcast platform you listen on. I think it's just Audible and maybe Spotify, where you can rate individual episodes. It's kind of weird, but either way. Interacting with social media posts. I tried to post every time I publish. When an episode is published, I post a photo on Twitter and Instagram for sure. We do have Facebook, but it's just auto post from Instagram. For our social media handles, where you can find all these wonderful photos that are just recolors of our logos. LVX Media Net on everything. If you can't find me, I'm not on it. Contact options. LVXmedia.net. Hit the B-Sides button. There are 2 options in there. You can email, or there's a phone number. You can text or call. It's unattended. It's anonymous. If you have something spicy, please, I would love to have like spicy takes to throw out. Right, and I have merch as well. I'm actually wearing my B-Side shirt right now.
Speaking of,
the design is very human.
I need to get a hoodie over this way because it's getting crispy these nights and mornings.
I think that's all we got. Parting words. Anything to plug? Anything to throw out? Has the coffee tsunami subsided?
The coffee tsunami has subsided. I have to make a second cup before I head to work, though.
Oh, I'm going to a comedy show. That's going to be fun.
When's American Thanksgiving? Are you guys doing that soon?
It's the last Thursday of the month.
Wait,
this is the 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd.
Okay. My Japanese coworkers were very excited to have Thanksgiving with me, and I had to inform them they already missed my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving is different.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yep, it's Get It Back Tuesday. Still fuck Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
Get It Back Tuesday. Fuck Fury Fridays.
Yep.
We need more days here.
Somewhere.
Monster Mondays. Just go watching Newey knockouts.
And Benavides.
No, not my monster.
Hashtag not my.
Hashtag not my monster. I'm putting that shit on the fucking social media post for this one.
That would be a sick shirt.
That face of Benavides with a big X, and then has Inoue's face next to it.
Oh, I love that.
Not my monster. I'm gonna look into this.
Our face is copyrighted.
I will get top men on it.
Yeah, let's see. We have Get It Back Tuesday. Fuck Fury. The chicken parm's in the oven. The scotch is about to be poured. Let's have ourselves a night.
I'm so jealous. I do not want to go to work after these podcasts.
That actually would be pretty lame.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to work either. That kind of throw me off.
All right, so you know what I'm gonna do is not go to work. I'm gonna go watch a comedy show, and 2 drink minimum. So
Nice.
we'll see if
Have fun.
let's see if triple scotch counts as 1. I'm not doing that. I'm kidding. Okay, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to B-Sides. Please do the internet stuff. I'll give you money. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you have any questions or comments on what was discussed, or have a topic you'd like to hear on the podcast, you can leave a message on our unattended phone line at 833-589-7637. That's 833-LUX-PODS. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxentertainment.net.